the coast. This is week 1 of the NFL on EA Sports. It started in 1921, and now, 97 years later, it's edition number 197 of the Chicago Bears and the Green Bay Packers. I'll see you at halftime with a look back at some games from earlier today. But now we head to Lambeau. Standing by, Brandon Gott and Charles Davis.
This place first opened way back in 1957. We are inside legendary Lambeau Field here in Green Bay. We all know this community lives for its Packers, and the green and gold came out of the tunnel a short time ago, and it was loud. We are ready for football, so are they, as the Packers get set to match up with the Chicago Bears. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Packer team as we enter play here. And I don't think from what we saw down on the field before the game, there's any doubt they're ready to roll.
They passed the eye test, don't they? This team looks fired up and ready to play.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Bears, an early season tilt. And when it's an early season tilt, should be ready to roll.
Well, let's face it, the aches and pains haven't really set in yet. And both teams eyeing a really good start to get things going.
It's the marquee game of opening weekend, and off we go on a Sunday night on EA Sports. On the return, it's Tariq Cohen, and he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25. So here are the Bears now for their opening drive. Mitchell Trubisky.
And while we always talk about quarterbacks and what their potential is, we always want to see how it translates. To me, the next big step for Mitchell Trubisky is simply experience. Just 13 starts in his college career at North Carolina. A rookie season behind him in 2017 where he wasn't a full-time starter. It's just going to be repetition, 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 and especially during games.
Our first carry now for Jordan Howard. Some fancy footwork, but not much room to operate. Just up past the 25 and no further. Tackle made there by Nick Perry. And let's take a look at the Bears offense.
At running back is Jordan Howard, who was an absolute revelation as a rookie, but he finished second to Ezekiel Elliott for the rushing title in 2016. And no sophomore slump for him at all. Followed it up with a second straight 1,000-yard season and finished 5th in the league in rushing.
They run play action for Howard. Now Trubisky trying to get it to Robinson, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Josh Jackson. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception throw.
And that last one, that hurts. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. Following the interception, Mayfield under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line. Well, the job becomes twice as difficult now after the sack. It's 2nd and 20. Now the first NFL carry for Saquon Barkley. Powering his way forward. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. That one good for 33 and a first.
That outside handoff to the left, that play has to warm the heart of an offensive line coach because they controlled the left side where they were supposed to. They didn't allow anything to leak from the backside on the right side of the offensive line either. Well played.
Yeah, and it created a big run. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. On 2nd down, Mayfield again. Trying to get it to Cobb, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Kyle Fuller. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated better than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're...
And let's get a look at the Green Bay defense.
Linebacker Clay Matthews is still a handful in his 11th NFL season. 80 sacks, the most in Green Bay Packers history. And I think he sacrificed some of those numbers by his moves from outside linebacker to inside linebacker, where he doesn't rush the passer quite as often.
This is Howard on second down. They'll try to get forward, but he's going to sit about the 3. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on 3rd down. Trubisky with a give to Howard. And a short gain here as he gets it up only to about the 6. 3 yards won't be enough here as that'll bring up 4th down. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
21 yards. Well done on the return. And the Packers will have a short field to work with here as they take over 1st and 10. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. That opening drive ended with the INT. It didn't lead to points, but still not the way they were hoping to begin the game.
Stalled off that drive. Now they've got a chance to redeem themselves. Maybe reward their defense a little bit by putting some points on the board on this one.
And that one results in 35 yards.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that and have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. So nothing there that time, and maybe you need to look to the O-line. They weren't able to create any space.
No, they weren't, and you know as well as I do, as many offensive line coaches we've ever met, I think that'll be addressed loudly when those guys get to the sideline.
And they're usually loud and big. That 2nd down run, a big help. The 7 yards leaves them with just a 3rd and 3 now. So 1 quarter in the books here on our first Sunday night telecast of the year. 0-0 our score. EA Sports NFL Sunday returns following this.
The NFL on EA Sports is fueled by Gatorade, the sports fuel company.
With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. 2nd quarter about to get underway with the Packers in possession of the football. And they're driving, but they come up on a 3rd and short here. In short yardage, Mayfield. It's the first NFL touchdown pass for the Heisman winner, Baker, as his guys are on the board first here tonight.
Well, you would think that if you threw 119 touchdown passes in your time at Oklahoma, another one might be routine, but not when it's your first one in the NFL. Baker Mayfield, and look out, NFL defenses.
On is Mason Crosby for the point after. Crosby with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Crosby on now to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. This offense trots back out there now, and as they do, Charles, one thing to point out that we saw a second ago are some of the new rules in the NFL this year regarding kickoffs.
Yeah, nowadays, the kickoff team, no more running starts. Remember that when you got to circle a guy around, and here he goes? No more. You know, close to the ball, And when it's kicked, then you get to take off and go, so you can't build up your speed that way. Also, when you're returning it, remember those wedges that we used to say? Man-on-man, one-on-one block. They have rules about where people have to be when the ball's kicked, where they have to be when the ball's caught. So to me, it's much more like a punt return than it is an actual kickoff return. So I'm eager to see if teams now take their punt returners, those nifty guys who make people miss in the open field, and make them the kickoff returners as well, because I think you can still get big plays in this area if you have the right people back there.
False start, offense.
That's going to set them back 5 yards. So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now, 3rd and long. Now Trubisky on 3rd and long. That's complete to the Memphis man. And they'll get him down here at the 23. 6 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up 4th down. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Fielded just inside the 30. So a minute 55 to go in the first. We're back to Lambeau following these words. We remind you that coming up at the half, we'll hand things off to Jonathan Coachman standing by in Orlando. He'll have scores from earlier today, plus a look ahead as well, so you won't want to miss that. A lot going on here in Week 1. Oh, how things would play out. Heavy favorites in the NFC North. But the injury to Aaron Rodgers that cost him more than half the season, ultimately too much to overcome.
And when you think about how Green Bay has played over the last 10 years, there's been a lot of sameness to them, and that's been good. Continuity, offense, defense, coaching staff, but a lot of changes in the open.
Blitz coming, and down he goes.
Well, that's the second time he's been sacked so far in the first half, and if they have designs on having a big year, on going anywhere, they've got to find a way to keep him upright so he can throw the football.
Play fake. Mayfield. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin them back. For the Bears last season, Charles, as they come out here, a 2-game improvement. But when you go from 3-13 to 5-11, not enough to save their coaching staff. So in comes 40-year-old Matt Nagy. He's the new head coach and seems to be bringing a new optimism with it.
Yeah, and you put too much on the shoulders of not just a new head coach, but a second-year quarterback in Mitchell Trubisky. But this is the city of broad shoulders, and I think that he has them, and he's looking forward to working changes. The Eagles, the defending Super Bowl champions, the Los Angeles Rams last year. I think that can happen here in Chicago as well because of the structure they'll put in place for this quarterback. Head coach who knows quarterbacks, offensive coordinator, quarterbacks coach. They will really work with this guy, and I think that this team has a chance to roll.
Now they'll try to convert on 3rd and 6 after the 4-yard completion. On 3rd down, Trubisky. Flush to his right. And he finally goes out of bounds across the opposite 40. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a 1st down.
Now that definitely hurts because the mindset is getting a 3-and-out there, and they don't get it done. They give up the scramble and a pickup for a 1st down.
They'll throw on 1st down with Trubisky. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. He came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10, it's Trubisky again. Over the middle, that's caught by Miller. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. And a stoppage here, a timeout before this 3rd down play takes place. as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. Bench getting set following the call of that timeout. The Bears on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. From the shotgun is Trubisky. And a hook up here to Allen Robinson. And he'll be brought down. All right, so the timeout over and all 11 men back out onto the field for the defense. Now Cody Parkey out to try the field goal. This from 44 yards out, left hash. And Parkey's kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. And the good news, his team's winning. The bad news, he hasn't had the game that he's hoped to, at least to this point here in the second quarter.
And a lot of that is pride, because these types of backs...
Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Throwing back across his body. Picked off by Kyle Fuller. That late in the clock, second quarter, why not just run it a time or two and get it into the locker room?
What you're saying makes absolutely perfect sense. Run it and get out of there. But I'm just wondering if the pressure of today's NFL and the high-powered offenses that you're facing may have forced them into saying, let's try and get some more points.
And he's brought down. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks. Final play of the half. It's Trubisky. Gets this one all the way down inside the 15. So we've reached halftime here in our initial Sunday night telecast of the new season. As we'll check in for the first time with the newest member of our Madden family, it's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. We'll get started up at Lincoln Financial Field in Philly, where it was the Eagles who were able to begin their title defense with the home victory. The Eagles with an ideal start as they move to 1-0 in front of their home faithful. From there, let's get down to Baltimore to check in on the Ravens at home at M&T Bank Stadium. And they were winners in their ball game over the visiting Buffalo Bills. 17-13 was the final. And finally, on Monday night, a doubleheader to start the new year. The Jets and Lions in Matt Patricia's debut, followed by Rams-Raiders in the return of John Gruden to Oakland. Meanwhile, in our game, not a lot of offense to go around. 7-3 is our score. Will we see things open up in the second half? To find out, we get it back to our guys in the booth, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. The Green Bay offense possession here. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
Personal
See if
foul,
they do just that.
face mask, defense.
So they'll take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face
Automatic
mask.
first down.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know, they're marching up another 15 against your squad.
Now a play fake here on first down. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is picked up by the Bears. And his guys will take over at their own 44-yard line. A defensive-minded coach loves to bring the heat, brought the heat there, and it worked out.
And nowadays, all those defensive-minded coaches, for them, it's all about getting the football. I went into one facility, and as soon as you walk into the defensive room, there was a football, like on a spring, and each guy that walks in that plays has to act like he's knocking the ball free. They want those instincts created. They want them to think about that all the time, and that's what they try to preach.
That last catch short. Now Trubisky to throw on second. And this is complete to Zach Miller. And he's brought down. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
They go play action here on first down. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. It'll be a gain of 6, and that'll make this a second down. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Looking to throw again, Trubisky. It's his target. It's Taylor Gabriel. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, who can play out wide, who can not only get open, but...
Now Howard stripped. He lost the football, and the Packers pick it up. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line.
They may have the edge on the scoreboard, but that hasn't made them passive, has it? I mean, they've dialed up a pretty good run blitz there. And Brandon, you know that all blitzes aren't just designed to get to the quarterback and the passer. Sometimes you're just trying to take away every gap, every hole that might be...
Gaps, took away the holes, took away the football.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
They'll give to Howard. And he's going to take this down to about the 17. They get 9 yards back on the run there, and they're left with a much more makeable 3rd and 2.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
They'll try to move for it with Howard. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. And for the 2nd time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. This one from 35 yards away. And Parkey's kick is good. And they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. So they recovered the fumble, but ultimately could not take advantage of the short field.
Definitely a lost opportunity right there. I mean, they were in prime position to put 6 on the board, ended up settling for 3.
And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field.
So in other words, someone got lucky because they've been moving the ball really well and wearing them down. In this case, though, giving up the football doesn't make them very happy. They can't wait to get back out there and atone for it.
Yeah, try to atone for it here on this drive. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first. Well, those Giant fans, you know that they love seeing Saquon Barkley wearing their jersey, but it's interesting. He actually grew up a Jets fan.
Yeah, I wonder what his dad was thinking. What would Big Al was thinking on draft night? Had to be so happy for his son, but they grew up watching Jets games. Just sit together, watch that. In fact, Dad has a Jets tattoo.
Yes.
Okay, so that tells you about how much he loves that team. You think Saquon's going to fix that and make it a Giants tattoo?
Yeah, wants to make that a Giants tattoo. That family, though, they fully converted. They're supporting the G-Men. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
He's got to be kicking himself right there. His team's already picked off 2 passes. That would have been the 3rd in the game. And, boy, they've really played well attacking the football.
He's got Adams on the hookup. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. They give him 27 yards on the third down conversion. A first down carry for Barkley. And not much. Maybe a yard down to the 23. Mayfield now on second down. And that would not to be. Quarter of play. One quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now at Lambeau. This one's still anybody's ball game. It's a one-point difference here as we begin the fourth quarter of play. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down. On third down, Mayfield. And almost intercepted. That would have been his third pick in this game alone. Instead, fourth down. Trying to get their tight end involved finally. That's the first time that they've looked his way. He's kind of been a forgotten man in this offensive scheme.
Yeah, didn't look his way at all in the first half. And I'll bet you the offensive coordinator made a note at the half and said, let's get him involved because he could be a big-time playmaker for us.
So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. Trubisky brings the Bears up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Looking to throw Trubisky on 4th and 9.
I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. Play action. It's Trubisky. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Nick Perry able to get in and run him down for a loss of 14.
Sometimes I watch games and wonder why they use play fakes on certain passing situations because it's not going to fool anyone. I don't know if that was the case here, but the end result was the same. No one fooled. The quarterback was hit.
From the gun on 3rd down, it's Trubisky. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll be brought down, it looks like, right at the 15. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down. Here we go. It's Trubisky on 4th down. He's going to let it fly. And that's caught inside the 30. So the Ben 10 desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. What an opening weekend it's been already. Could the best finish be coming here on Sunday night? We'll find out as we come up on a 1st and 10. Back to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Cohen. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another 1st down. Back to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. 11 more on that one, and another 1st down. 1st down now, but that clock rolling. And we've got movement. I think this is against the Bears here. Let's find out.
False start, offense.
The crowd's not doing that O-line any favors.
Home field advantage is really kicking in, making it very difficult for them to hear the snap count.
false start costly. Moves him back to the 9 now, 1st and goal. They'll run it now out of the gun. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. He's back to throw. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. Trey Burton, the one he was looking for. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
He'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. He may try and run for this. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. A solid run of 11 there as he tucked it and ran, but he's still short of the marker at its 4th. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And this is caught. And that could seal it. It's a touchdown.
Wow, I know it's a never-say-never situation, but to me, that looks like that's the one that's going to finish them off.
The score that puts them in front here late, but not. You got to rally your kick team, don't you, and say the last thing we need is a big return.
And what happens is guys get overeager, get out of their lane because they're so excited they want to make the last tackle. You mess up, could come back at you a long way.
Parkey adds the extra point, so it's now a 3-point game here in the closing stages as a field goal now can only tie it. Trevor Davis now to return. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. And Green Bay getting ready to go. They only need a field goal. Obviously, the clock a huge factor. They'll be watching that. What do they need to do here, Charles?
Your sequence of plays has to get you out of bounds. Completions, get out of bounds, gain some yardage. Then when the clock hits 7 seconds or left, now you got a decision. Are you in field goal range, or is it Hail Mary time? Because from 7 seconds down, you don't want to take a shot that you're going to have another play.
We'll see how they handle it. This quarterback now, 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue. Very much in range for a tying field goal as they hurry to the line. To throw, Mayfield. The attempt on the dive, and he has it. What a catch.
Holding offense.
So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good.
Following the hold. They're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Here's Mayfield. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. And they will get the timeout. So 3 seconds remaining, and they can trot out the field goal unit and try to send this one to overtime. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. With 3 seconds to go, if it's good, we're off to overtime. And a timeout comes in. The whistles blow with 3 seconds remaining. And now following that timeout, the defense back out onto the field. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. With 3 seconds to go, if it's good, we're off to overtime. And the 11-year veteran bangs it through, and that's going to tie us at 13. And we've got free football, 4 quarters done, and we're dead even. We'll have overtime after this timeout. So a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. They're set for their first drive here in overtime, and this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team, and that first drive can dictate the whole thing because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
It's been loud in here so far. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs. So they come out throwing in the extra session and get a nice hook up right away.
Tells you a lot about what a coach feels about his team, doesn't it? That type of a play in overtime, so many people in this situation play not to lose instead of playing to win. That throw there tells you exactly what they're trying to get done.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. As a fan of the NFL, for an opener, you can't ask for much more than this overtime in Week 1.
I know it's hard to believe that some people may not have been watching our game, but I bet through social media they found out this one was snug and getting into overtime, and they flipped over here in a hurry. This is fantastic. If you're a fan of ball, you love these types of games.
From the gun, it's Trubisky. And incomplete on the deep ball. Well done by the defense. They did their job here in overtime.
Boy, did they ever, because now it's fourth and really long. So if you do decide to go for it, people think you might be a little bit on the nut side, don't they? But guess what? If I did decide to go for it, I'd call something deep. I'd throw a deep pass and hope that the defense didn't remember to just knock it down. If they intercept it, it's almost like a great punt and helps out your defense with field position.
And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. Their defense did its job, got the stop. All they need is 3, and this is over.
Couldn't have done much else other than score themselves and end it. But they turned it back over to them, and now all they need is a field goal to win the game. An excellent job by the defense. Can the offense finish things off?
Yeah, part 1 is done, now part 2. They'll run with a backup. This is Williams. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play. And all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down. What can Mayfield do here in the OT? It's incomplete. Took a... And it continues in overtime.
And for them to do that, that means they've had to be cohesive on defense. Pressure in the quarterback's face. Good coverage of not just the wide receivers, but the tight end, the running backs when they try and slip out, and making sure they're at the point of attack. When the ball's in the air, they get there and help force some of those incompletions.
Well, very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Bears take over. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Trubisky. He's going to dump that off to his running back, Cohen. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. And the timeout coming in here with just 7 seconds remaining in the extra session. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. On 2nd down, Trubisky. Oh, he almost had it. Would have been a big interception here in OT. Instead, it'll give him another shot on 3rd down.
Well, he did almost everything right. Excellent coverage, breaks on the football, just unable to haul it in and take it the other way. So he dropped an interception. The key for him now, don't dwell on it. Just move on.
Alexander, and they're going to take over right there at the 22-yard line. So that will be it. And how about that to start a season, Charles? Both teams 0-1.
Say that again?
Yeah, 0-1.
That is not what you expect to see when you look at the box scores, right? When you look at the standings after a game like that. And do you really think they worked the whole summer, the whole offseason to come in week 1 and leave with a tie?
No, I don't. But, hey, I guess better than being 0-1-0.
Good point.
That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. From Lambeau, good night, everybody.